Hello, welcome to the Daily Craig Sports Show. It is Thursday, March the 3rd. A little bit after 1 o'clock. Hopefully you are having a fantastic day and a lot going on in the world of sports. So we're going to go right into it today. So much going on in the NFL world. The NFL Combine is here in Indy, and things really get going here this evening as they start to get all the on-field drills going. There's so many things with, I think, the wideouts, the tight ends, and the quarterbacks, I believe, are active later today. So it's exciting to see. Let's get right into some of the NFL news. Kyle Rudolph, that played forever for the Vikings, has been with the Giants. They cut him yesterday, and he, it appears, is not ready to retire yet. So we'll see where he lands. He's a big tight end target, a little bit older, but still can be very, very, very effective. So we'll see where he goes. Louis Riddick, that is with ESPN, has been with Monday Night Football. He is interviewing with the Steelers for their general manager position. I think this might be his second interview with them. Okay, just sending the link out there on the Facebook world. So anyway, let's see. The Dolphins general manager, Chris Greer, said that the door is shut on Deshaun Watson. So no Deshaun Watson in Miami. That looked like a done deal 6 months ago. So we'll see what happens with that. Deshaun Watson is a big domino to fall sometime. New Orleans, maybe? Pittsburgh? We'll see. Carolina? I'm just throwing teams out there that need a quarterback. So we'll see what happens there. I know that he called Minnesota. Deshaun Watson was doing his own interviewing, and he looked into Minnesota. So we'll see what happens from that. But, yeah, Deshaun Watson is definitely not going to be a Texan and definitely not going to be a Dolphin. Let's see what else. The Saints reached out to the Saints about Sean Payton, and the Saints blocked it. So that's an interesting news story that came out. Eric DeCosta from the Ravens, the general manager, said he is there to talk to Lamar Jackson anytime he wants about his contract extension. Matt LaFleur sounded a little goofy yesterday, saying that he did not want to annoy Aaron Rodgers during the decision-making process, went through all these different things that Rodgers is doing, and he didn't want to bother him. So kind of seemed like a one-way of a crush, which was kind of funny. But we'll see what happens. My gut still says Rodgers ends up back in Green Bay. But he's going to make his decision sooner than later, right? Is it going to be a big buzzkill if none of these quarterbacks go anywhere? If Russell Wilson stays in Seattle and Aaron Rodgers stays in Green Bay, what's going to be the biggest news? I mean, we do this almost every single day, and this is going to be this way through to the draft. But, there's a ton of teams out there that need quarterbacks, and every time the Colts talk, it makes you think that they're done with Carson Wentz even more. Frank Reich and Chris Ballard are going on all the media tours here in Indy. They're the hosts of the Combine, and they are it sounds like they're not a big fan of how Carson Wentz led the team, which is really interesting. So we'll see. I wonder if we'll ever get more information about that and really what they think and what really has happened. But they don't like how he leads. They don't. I mean, it is pretty clear that they are over him, and they are over everything that he brings to the table. So a big thing in Indianapolis, the question is this the biggest bust, like in trades, that we've had here for the Colts? One, just a few years ago, Trent Richardson, we traded for him. He stunk. Was not in the league that long. But this will be a big one. They're measuring all the intangibles and everything. Not intangibles. They're measuring all the hand size and the vertical and the bench press and all this stuff at the Combine here. And Kenny Pickett, his hands are only 8.5 inches. So Dan Patrick's show was hilarious this morning. They're saying that he needs to have his own pro day where his hand gets bigger. There's a bunch of memes out there where he's got little bitty kid hands. The guy can throw it in cold weather. What more do you want? He should be a first-round pick. I'd be happy if the Colts got him. He's got a lot of upside, and he looked really, really good. So we'll see what happens there. Big thing. Pat McAfee's all over this. So if you want some hilarity, the Pat McAfee show, check them out. The NFL and the NFLPA has agreed to suspend all aspects of the COVID-19 protocols. Woo! No more COVID protocols in the NFL. They're gone. They're done. Boom. We beat it. We win. In your face, COVID. I love it. So that's a little bit of the news going around in the football world. We're all still waiting on all these quarterbacks to we're all waiting for these quarterbacks. We're waiting for the first domino to fall, right? Who are the Steelers looking at to replace Big Ben? Everybody. They want Russell Wilson. They would love Deshaun Watson. They still think they have a shot, I believe, at Aaron Rodgers. But they're still saying, hey, Mason Rudolph's our guy. So we'll see. Could they just magically get Kenny Pickett? Keep him there? That'd be really interesting, wouldn't it? Let's see. Everybody's at St. Elmo. If you're in Indianapolis, you know. I'm just going through seeing there's just so many different things here with the combine. People are not lifting. People are doing this. People are doing that. I mean, whatever. There's just the combine is really, really interesting. It's really, really fun. I actually have tickets today and tomorrow, but I don't know if I'm going to make it down. Cliff Kingsbury got an extension with the Cardinals. So that's really funny. The general manager and the general manager and coach got extensions, but the quarterback is still kind of standing there. So did this whole memo and everything like that really work out in the favor of Kyler Murray? We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on in the world of football. They're here locally. IU played last night against Rutgers at home on senior night, and holy crap. They had a lead. They blew it. They could not handle a zone defense. Rinse and repeat. Remember Syracuse back when we had Cody Zeller. They have put themselves now in a position where they either have to beat Purdue this weekend or win one or two games in the Big Ten tournament. And if you are an IU fan, you know that is a monumental task, both of those. Purdue's loaded. Purdue's a great team. They have Final Four championship aspirations. IU absolutely just laid an egg last night when they could not. They couldn't. They could not play like they did in the second half. They blew it. And unfortunately, they have nobody to blame but themselves. So they're in a world of hurt right now. We'll see what happens with them. They are it stinks because this is not how this is supposed to be, right? IU is supposed to be getting ready for the big dance every single year. They're supposed to be right there. Purdue is right there. Both teams in the last 2 weeks have just played awful basketball. They play each other Saturday. It's going to be a great game. We're going to see what happens with that. But ultimately, IU has to win that game. They put themselves in a position where you have to go to your rival's house on senior day, the last day of the season, and you have to win. That's a tough thing. But speaking of that same situation, my Tar Heels, obviously Carolina here behind me, North Carolina goes to Duke. North Carolina is a 4 seed in the ACC Tournament, a double bye. If depending on your favorite person that guesses about the brackets, some have them in, some have them out. They've won 20 games, 21 actually. How can you win 21 games and not make it to the tournament? Yes, I see everything through Carolina blue glasses, but come on, you're killing me with this. You're killing me. So we'll see. This weekend, Saturday, is Coach K's last game at Duke. being the Carolina fan, I am so happy that he's finally done. I think that this going away tour has been ridiculous because a coach that is better than him, Roy Williams, just said, I'm done. I'm walking away. Had a press conference. Had a lot of great things this year honoring him. But this don't get fooled. This whole season has been about Coach K and wants everything, all the accolades to him, which he's a great coach. I get it's fine, but as a Carolina fan, this is super annoying, and I would love, nothing would make me happier than to somehow get the Tar Heels to win on Duke's floor, Coach K's last game. Oh, that would be perfect. Duke is really good. They're going to win the ACC. They're probably going to beat Carolina again. They kind of hammered them the first time, so my expectations are a little lower, but somehow if they can catch fire and get some threes going, they're playing a lot better than what they did earlier in the season, so we'll see what happens. But college basketball's here. This is the last regular season weekend. This is when you need to start paying attention. You got these brackets coming up. You got some big money in your pools. The NCAA tournament is a fun way to do a lot of betting because you can really bet on a lot of teams and a lot of in-game bets and things like that. So it's really interesting, that aspect moving forward. But really, college basketball is here. I mean, March 3rd already. March 3rd. By the time we get through this weekend, we're March 6th or 7th? And then we're rolling next weekend. Next week, the Big Ten comes to Indianapolis. Combine leaves. Big Ten comes. We've got the men's Big Ten tournament here. So that'll be fun. We'd love to get down to some games. We'll see if we end up able to get down there for some things. But another piece of news out there, obviously, is Major League Baseball. We're supposed to be following along with spring training games right now. We're supposed to be getting our fantasy teams ready. We're starting to look and see who might be a sleeper to make the 40-man, who can possibly get in the rotation. But they're just sitting there. And this is frustrating because the owners are now coming out saying, we just didn't have enough time. We didn't have enough time to do all this. Well, you've been sitting there. There was like 40 days where nothing happened. Nobody talked to anybody for 40 days. So what are we doing here? What a complete mess. What a complete joke. It is just a complete waste of time. Bob Nightingale at B Nightingale is the best MLB reporter. He's in the know right now with all of the news and happenings. He's a USA Today baseball writer, and he's fantastic. Give him a follow. But let's go through here and see 3 rule changes the baseball wants to implement: banning shifts, a pitch clock, and oversized bases cannot begin before the 2024 season. Banning shifts. Let me think about this. What's the translation to football? If I know you're throwing to Devontae Adams, and I bring my safeties over to cover him, that makes you very difficult to throw to Devontae Adams. But you still might. So you might throw to these people over here that are one-on-one or not even covered. I coach baseball. I coach 13-year-old baseball. It's totally different. I get it. But we're talking to our kids about strategic hitting and having that approach and bunting and things like that. My question for the Major League Baseball players is, if there's a shift on the right side and there's 3 players over here and the third baseman takes the shortstop and there's a gap the size of Montana from the shortstop to third baseman, why aren't we slapping the ball through that hole? Why aren't we laying down a bunt? Why aren't we looking at those different things? And why does Major League Baseball want to get rid of the shift? That's part of the game. That's part of the strategy. Part of the strategy of me putting people over here, triple covering Devontae Adams, triple covering Steph Curry, is to make you do something different. And in baseball, if I'm putting people on the right side of the diamond, because that's where you hit it, I'm daring you to do something different. So why are you changing what we're doing with the strategic part? A pitch clock. Well, I get it. the pitch clock is to speed the games up. We already want we already limit the amount of visits, and we always speed things up. But remember, and I've said this many times, and this was on a Sunday compared to a weeknight, I get it. The most powerful league in the world, the National Football League, was done at 10:15. They were done. Yes, they had the Olympics coming and stuff like that. But they were done with their most powerful game out there. They were done. So why are we starting Major League Baseball playoff games at 9:15 and 9:30 and 9:45? West Coast. Well, yeah, but the Super Bowl was in LA. If you look at the markets where people actually watch stuff, it's not LA. It's not the West Coast. So why are we doing things like that? That's my question. Those are just a couple things that are being talked about with baseball. I think they're so dumb. I think the pitch clock is so stupid. Start the games 2 hours earlier. Start the game at 7:15, and you're not going to have this problem. It's going to get over at 9:30 or 10, and we're all going to be fine. Some games last 2.5 hours, some last 4. Unless you want it to be like basketball and football, where there's a designated time, it's always going to be like this. It always is. Stop messing with the game. Stop messing with the game of baseball and fix everything else. Fix the arbitration years. Fix the eligibility years. Fix that kind of garbage. Fix the salary cap, ceiling and maximum. Fix all that stuff. So anyway, okay, that's your touch on the minor league baseball strike, I guess, or lockout, whatever we're calling it. So, okay, now we are on to the minor league baseball team of the day. These are going over super well, and I'm so thankful that you are checking out these teams as we talk about them. Today is a team. This has got one of the best logos, fantastic swag, light blue jerseys look awesome. Their hats are amazing. Just the logo itself is fantastic. The Carolina Disco Turkeys. Check them out. At Disco Turkeys, appropriately named. That's their Twitter handle. Go find them. DiscoTurkeys.com. They are an independent baseball team. Legends of the Summer Wood Bat Circuit. A fantastic logo, a fantastic social media group. They do great things. They're trying to get Freddie Freeman signed to their team. Their season starts in a few weeks. I think it'd be a great marriage. Maybe a couple other people. Nick Castellanos might look good in a Disco Turkey jersey. But the Carolina Disco Turkeys, check them out. Check them out online at Disco Turkeys. They're in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. They are amazing. Their website has some great swag out there. They're playing at Winston-Salem's Truist Stadium. And I'm telling you, it is a very, very cool store to check them out. Fun fact, my 9-year-old, we were going through, I just finished up being commissioner of our rec baseball league, and we were going through cool team names. And we decided that my 9-year-old, his rec team would be called the Disco Turkeys. And parents bought shirts, hats, all kinds of stuff. It was really, really cool. We had a little thing where we did kind of a disco thing at the end of a huddle. It was a lot of fun. Coach Nick did a great job with the old 9-year-old Disco Turkeys. But anyway, check them out. Give them a follow. Shopdiscoturkeys.com. They've got just, I mean, it's really great. I love talking about minor league baseball because they've got the best swag, they've got the best logos, the best social media groups. As a social media professional in my real life, it's fun to see these accounts that are fun, they're interactive, they're really, really enjoyable. So check them out. And honestly, that's gonna be it for us. So hopefully you have a great rest of your Thursday. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts on the NFL, where some of these quarterbacks will end up. What will happen in baseball? And is your team on the bubble? Mine is. I can't understand it. IU has got to win some games. I know it. But I think Carolina should be in. Why are we on the bubble? We haven't beat anybody, but that doesn't matter. We got the wins. So hopefully after we beat Coach K on Saturday, we're definitely in. Stamp it. And be sure to follow our friends over at Disco Turkeys. They're a lot of fun. Some great swag. Pick it up. Thank you so much for